Good evening and welcome to Coffee Talk. Oh, KP Heathen, my friend, how you doing? Welcome from Louisiana. You will be getting a follow-up box from me in the foreseeable future. KP, there's some more things I'm going to send you. I really appreciate your support. Creative Redundancy. CR, how are you doing? Melinda Elliott. Welcome. Thank you. I appreciate the likes. I do not understand why some people just do not give likes. And I'm not referring to anybody in the chat right now. Well, I received a series. Belinda. Hello, Belinda's Country Living. Welcome. And Suzanne Cooking Vlog. Welcome. How are y'all doing? Everybody doing well? Been a long day. Been a long day. Mom of 4 boys, how you doing, Rachel? Thank you for coming. And pre-retirement days, how you doing? I was talking to a postman today, and I was thanking him for his service. I was down at a local restaurant, mom and pop store, getting supper for my wife and myself, and he went in there to deliver the mail. And he was coming out, and I was coming out, and I said, "Hey, thank you for your service. I appreciate you doing such a good job." And we got into a little bit of a talk. And he asked me what I was doing. I said, "Well, I'm teaching." And he says, "You're not retired?" I said, "Yeah, I retired, and I came back. So I get a retirement check, and then I get a paycheck. So I get 2 checks." He thought that was really neat. He was younger than me, but he wasn't that much younger than me. He thought that was neat. And tomorrow, my principal came in today. Need you to contact your parents and get permission for them. Your 7th graders. I've got 2 7th graders. You're going to go on a field trip with your 7th graders tomorrow. Oh, really? Okay. So I had to send them emails and get them to email me back permission, and then I had to text them to make sure they looked at their emails, and So tomorrow we're going to Goliad, which is probably a 40-minute drive from Victoria, and we're going to go to La Bahia and the Spanish missions there as part of the Texas. They're doing that period in Texas history right now, and I'll go with 2 of my kids. I'm usually not the one that goes on field trips, but I'm short a paraprofessional, and the one that I lost is the one that normally would go on field trips, so I get to go on a field trip tomorrow with them. The Black Widow channel. And I was looking at your channel, and I believe you're around 1,600 now. You deserve a lot more. Hope you got straightened out with your monetization. Yes, a loss is painful. We have post-strike here in Canada, ATM. Hello, Uncle Al. They refused you again? That stinks. I'm sorry. That really stinks. Little Lone Prepper, welcome. Try to be. I am told not to reminisce, but I will say this. When somebody says I'm a good man, I am a product of my upbringing. My parents were from the greatest generation. They got married before World War II. They were young, or at least my mother was young. My father was about 10 years older than my mother, which was common back then. And they got married. My mother's younger sister got married. My cousin Barbara, who is their only child, they're both passed. She turns 82 on the 21st. And I'm 62. So she was in college, and she used to babysit me, change my diapers, and I've heard stories. Cousin Barbara Ann. And those people were great. They were all great. Their generation saved the world from communism, the Nazis. Um, they were great, and I was brought up by those people. And the reason I am the way I am now is because of their upbringing and their counseling and their mentoring and everything involved with that. So I will say that I give credit where credit is due. They were truly great people. Joseph Moore. And sadly, they are all gone. As I said, my cousin is 82. And she was an only child. She's like a sister to me. She's like an older sister to me, or an aunt. Am I excited about the field trip? Something's flying around. Yeah, I guess I'm excited about it. It's been a while since I've been there. Drinking tea left over from supper. Still has ice. I haven't been drinking many Cokes, diet or otherwise. I'm drinking a lot of coffee, drinking a lot of tea, drinking lemonade. Very painful to lose someone you love. Very painful to lose a pet. A pet's a member of the family. A beloved dog, a beloved cat. If you live long enough, you start losing people. So, I am, I'm 7 or 8 short. 7 short. I've lost a couple. I'm 7 short of 1,800, and at some point I'll reach it. And when I do, I will have my subscriber giveaway. So I think everybody in here right now has probably done so. But if you have not, please leave a like and a supportive comment on each of the last 5 videos I have released. I don't plan on really releasing any more until I hit 1,800. And I will do a video. I will show who. Well, I will link who they are, the ones that are in the giveaway. I will show how I do it. I'll draw out of the hat, and I'll show the box of what they're going to get. And then I will ask them to send me an email of their mailing address, which I do not share. If they want to send me their phone number, if I don't already have it, I will happily text them. And if they want to talk, or if they want to text, or if they just want to email, whatever they want to do. And This nervous habit and scratching. It's my nervous habits I scratch. Uh, so I received some communications from Uncle Al. He was consulting on what to talk about. I have done a lot of reading. I've done a lot of studying. And I've talked to people far more intelligent than I am in the past when I actually was intelligent. I don't consider myself intelligent anymore. I'm not the person I used to be. But my personal belief, based upon studies and prayer and talking to people, when you die, when you stop breathing, when the breath of life leaves you, it's like going to sleep. You go to sleep. The next thing you know, and you have no concept of time passing. You're not in pain, you're not enjoying yourself. It's like going to for a sound sleep, dreamless sleep. And the next thing you know, you're before the Lord on Judgment Day. And you have no concept of how much time has passed by. They're not suffering, they're not watching us, they're sleeping. Now, I know there are exceptions to that. Scriptures talk about exceptions to that. But that's my basic belief on death. You know. And if you're worthy, if you accept the Lord, you'll be with him. And you'll be with all your loved ones. If you were bad, if you were evil, if you didn't accept him, you don't like that ending. And that's my personal belief. Take it for what it's worth. Yes, I understand. Three threats for IGG video. I'd like to see that video that you did. I need to go back and look for it. You said you did a unboxing video which you felt didn't get many views and you took it down, I think. I'd like to see that video if you'd send it to me of you doing that unboxing. Or put it back up and at least a few people will watch it. Um, so, I'm going to try to do as many live streams as I can. I don't expect to do one tomorrow. I have that trip when I get home. We have a faculty meeting, so I don't expect me on tomorrow, but I will try to be back on Thursday. And I try to produce content that's worthy of viewing from the standpoint that you're not paying for it. I don't get anything from it except a few pennies from people letting the ads run. If you have, if you don't have Supreme, or if you have to view the ads because you're not paying for your YouTube. I don't ask people to donate money to me. I don't ask for, I think they call them super chats or whatever. I don't do super chats. I don't ask for them. And I don't do memberships. I'm not selling anything. And I don't think my material is worthy of somebody paying to watch it. I don't produce enough material as it is. I was looking at my last 5 videos. I've done 5 videos in the last month. The last couple of videos I did was 2 weeks ago. 5 videos in the past month. And I do videos when I feel like I have something other worthy to show. Either a product, or I'm sending somebody something, I want people to see what I'm sending. Or I receive something and I want people to see what I received. That's the type of stuff I do. And then I do lots of, every day I do 1 or 2, sometimes I do 3 shorts, and it's usually related to food I eat. Sometimes it's related to a product or something that I bought, or I'm showing something that I have. But, that's where I get the majority of my views, from my shorts. Right now I'm down on my shorts for whatever reason. Been putting up the same kind of stuff. Maybe I need to change things up a little bit, but it is what it is. Three threats video. I'll try to watch that one, Uncle Al. Drinking tea left over from supper. I stopped at Jim's Burgers, which is a mom and pop place, a little less than a mile from my house, and got a couple of steak sandwiches, chicken fried steak sandwiches with fries and teas, and I got my wife dessert. I don't eat dessert, so I didn't. I got her dessert. I have 3 more days of school, and then I will be out for 9 days for the Thanksgiving break. I'll have a week and an extra weekend, so 9 days. When I come back, I'll have 3 weeks, and then we'll have 16 days off for the winter Christmas break. The school year will be halfway over. And then we got the second semester. So it was recommended that I have 3 topics this evening. Let me go through those topics. One of them is having a folding saw. You can get these, and I've got them, and I don't have one on me right now. I'd have to go out and find it. But a folding saw that you can use to cut wood, cut limbs. They're about yay long, and then they open up and they're about yay long, because the blade is almost as long as the handle. You can get pocket knives that have saw teeth. And I think there's a mosquito in here. And then the need to have a fire extinguisher, or more than one actually. having one in your car, having one in your kitchen, having one in your garage. How many do you think you need? Where all do you need fire extinguishers? Where all would you need a fire alarm, smoke detector? You know, I have one in my kitchen. I have one in my washroom, in the garage, and I have one in the hallway. Smoke detectors. Yoda, Papa Vintage Cards, my friend. Dave. My friend David, I call him Dave, or he goes by, he's used to be called Dave. They call me Dave. Good man, very intelligent man, very knowledgeable. He's from my ancestral homeland in Georgia, where my father's people are from. When my Uncle Howard was alive, I would go back there and visit. And I'd never met Dave. We met through YouTube, but I'd swear to you, he was living less than 10 miles from where I would go to visit my uncle. And perhaps I run across him, perhaps not. I don't remember. It's been a long time since I've been back there, but I used to go back there a couple times a year when I was younger. And Dave is very knowledgeable about cards. He's a card collector, baseball cards, and cards. And he knows a lot about YouTube. Very intelligent man. And he's a blessing to me. If you are not subscribed to him, I encourage you to do so. And he will subscribe you back. He's one of the folks that's on my Christmas list. And for those of you that I send something to for Christmas, don't feel like you got to send anything back. What I would like you to do is I would like to see an unboxing video. Then link my channel. Encourage a few people to subscribe me, because that I need. I need subscriptions. Mike Crusher. My friend Mike Crusher. Mike is my go-to guy for ration reviews. I think he's right around 500. He should have a lot more subs than that, but for whatever reason, it's hard this day and age to build up a following in certain topics, and that's one of them. You have a folding saw, small hand saw, and a small battery-powered chainsaw. Good stuff. Yeah, that's true. It'd be hard to do. It would be hard to do. So you need a couple of good fire extinguishers. You need one in your kitchen. You can use one out in the garage. And you actually could use the third one. You could use one in your vehicle. Fire extinguisher. Doesn't have to be huge, but you really would, it would behoove you to have a fire extinguisher. 30 minutes in, 10 in the house, 13, 12, 13 likes. So another thing, okay, you got a Dutch oven? You need charcoal briquettes. I know it's a pain in the butt. You know, I know it's a pain in the butt collecting, but you need to have bags of charcoal briquettes. It will behoove you yes, smoke detectors. Battery powered smoke detectors. Periodically check them. Make sure the batteries are good and working. I hate to check them because, like, hate that noise. High pitched noise. I hate that noise. Set the thing off. Burn the popcorn. Was not pleasant. I'm tired. Been a long day. Long day. I'm gonna try to do my hour. A couple other things like from yesterday. Well, no, I didn't live stream yesterday. Sorry. I guess this would be from Sunday. You need to budget. Budget. Save. 15% if possible. Every check, 15%. First thing, the bills. Pay the bills first. Bills, groceries, and save. And depending what your income is, a little spending cash. Have an inventory of items that you have that you absolutely, these are must you have. Inventory that stuff. Inventory your food supplies, the amount of water that you have bottled up. Make a determination, how much do you need? And remember, for each person who's with you or that's going to be with you, you got to have supplies for them. So if you were to say, well, I got a year's worth of food and water, 3 people are with you, you have 3 months' supply of food and water for 4 people. You got to look at it like that when it comes to prepping. Food and water, your medication. It is important to have some cash on you or access to cash. The ATMs go out, the electricity goes down, the internet goes down. Quarters. You want to have several rolls of quarters. Vending machines take quarters. Vending machines, a lot of the vending machines, the manual, they'll also take dollars. But a lot of them will take quarters. So you need dollar bills. You need $30, $40 in ones. You need 3 or 4 rolls of quarters. A roll of quarters is $10, that's 40 quarters. Something happens and your washing machine goes out or your dryer goes out and you got to go wash some clothes, you need quarters. Examples. Have a couple of $100 in small bills. 5s, 10s, 20s, not hundreds. A lot of times they don't want to accept a $100 bill. There are times when, in places where internet's down, they can't do the card reader thing, they maybe won't accept cash in an emergency. Need that. And as Uncle Al likes to say, It's not racist to grow a garden. Grow a garden with items that you will eat. Food items, vegetables. Have fruit trees. Learn to can. Raise some animals. Have chickens for eggs. Meat rabbits. Quail. Sometimes Verna comes on. She's the quail whisperer. You can have their eggs. About 3 quail eggs is about the equivalent of 1 regular chicken egg. They're good to eat. Doesn't take long to raise them. Don't eat the people. What's that song that they quote Trump? They're eating the dogs, they're eating the cats. They're eating the dogs, they're eating the cats. Yeah. Um, there are issues. There are issues. It'll be interesting to see what happens in January. I think TikTok's going to be shut out of the United States market. There's been legislation passed. They're going to pull the plug on TikTok. The Chinese will not want to sell TikTok. They've been given an ultimatum. TikTok is not allowed in India. India has the largest population in the world, 1.5 billion people or thereabouts. And they have blocked TikTok. The United States, with a population of about 350 million, the government, which is bipartisan, gave TikTok a ultimatum. They have like till January the 9th or 10th to be sold to a non-Chinese owner, or they will be locked out. If that happens, a lot of people, younger people in the United States that do YouTube or that were on YouTube will go back to YouTube. It will probably do a lot to revitalize YouTube. Mind you, YouTube has been around for 19 years, going on 20 years. YouTube started in 2005. YouTube is not US owned. It is a foreign entity that we access here. You know, corporations are pretty much international. Corporations, an entity, they trade. If they're public, they trade. People buy them. People from different places buy them. They're traded often on multiple markets. Shares. Mr. Whistle, welcome, Mr. Whistle. Thank you for coming. How are you doing, sir? Uncle Al, are you still here? She asks, who owns YouTube? You know, I've heard Elon Musk bought Twitter for, you know, and way overvalued for what he paid for it. He bought it, and then he did some he made an offer. He did some research, and they were threatening to sue him if he didn't stick to the deal. He wanted to pull out on it because he found out about the bots and everything. There weren't nearly as many users, live people using it as they thought. And he paid something like $44 billion, which he could afford it. And now they're saying that it might be worth $10 billion, $12 billion. So it lost a lot of value. But the benefit to him in that regard is he gets to claim over a period of years, he gets to write off the loss on his taxes, which he really isn't paying much tax, but he gets to write that off. It's a write-off over a period of time. So there was a benefit to that, to him. YouTube is an American online video sharing platform owned by Google. YouTube was founded on February the 14th, 2005 by Steve Chen, Chad Hurley, and Jared Karim, three former employees of PayPal. Headquartered in San Bruno, California, United States, it is the second most visited website in the world after Google search. And you know who started PayPal? I believe that was Elon Musk, and then he sold out. He sold his interest in it, but he was involved in PayPal, if I'm not mistaken. Well, you know, if the power goes out for a period of time, they're saying that the nuclear plants would melt down. If they don't have the water cooling, and if they don't have the flow and all the stuff that, you know, if there was the the power grid went down for an extended period of time, you'd have meltdowns in the nuclear plants. That would not be a good situation. 8 in the house, 13 likes, 45 minutes in. CCP owns a lot of stock in Google. Hmm. I am told that in the process of all the outreach that they went after, that 200,000 Amish men voted. The Amish voted. They voted absentee mail-in ballots. They wouldn't go in and vote, but they got mail-in ballots and they voted. I think the Republican Party, they had outreach to them and they made arrangements to help them do mail-in balloting. So they got a couple 100,000 votes. I think that was in Pennsylvania. Oh, they're having all sorts of meltdowns and conniption fits. You know, they're beside themselves. They don't know what in the world to do. They don't know what to say. You know, they're just slack jawed and just like they're having derangement right now. It breaks my heart. It breaks my heart. And then 4 or 5 big liberals have left the country. They've flown out of the country. I don't know that they're going to stay out of the country, but I guess they left to cool off. You know, some of these people are super, super rich. Some of the biggest movie stars in the history of the movies, in my opinion. I mean, people that made were an Academy Award winning back in the day when movies were movies. I'll give you an example. May he rest in peace, Kirk Douglas, father of Michael Douglas. Kirk Douglas was in a lot of. He performed one of the great all-time actors of all time. He lived to be, I think, 100 or just over 100. And he was worth, because he made his money back in the days, and he performed back in the days before the super, 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 super inflation. So he was worth maybe $50, $60 million. Over $50 million. But you got a lot of these actors today, and they get paid like $30, $40 million for one movie. So I'd have to Google what his son is worth. His son Michael Douglas was in some good movies. He wasn't the actor his father was. He wasn't. He didn't have the. He didn't have the repertoire of movies that his father had, but he was probably worth 3 or 4 times as much of his father because his movies that he was in were a lot more recent and made a lot more money because the value of money's less. $50 million 40 or 50 years ago would be the equivalent of like $250, $300 million today. You know, money really, just everything's gone up. Hello, Jocelyn. Welcome, my friend Jocelyn. I was over visiting Jocelyn's channel. She's doing a live stream. Let me get into a situation where I can let me give you standard moderator. All right, Jocelyn, you're now a standard moderator on my channel from your backup channel. Nine watching and 14 likes. Jocelyn, you got standard moderator now. So, ten in the house, 13 likes. Trying to figure out what I'm going to do for the rest of the week. Sort of looking forward to that trip tomorrow, but then again, I'm not looking forward to it. Gonna ride on a bus. I'm sure it'll be air conditioned. It will be cold tomorrow, so we probably won't need air conditioning. We may need some heat. And it'll be interesting to see what's going on. I'm not good at multitasking at all. I'm bad. I'm really bad at multitasking. It tends to look like it. No apocalypse. Well, that may be the case. It might get a little cold. I anticipate it getting colder. You know how it goes. So are you prepared? We're still in hurricane season till the end of the month. I don't know that we're going to have any more storms, at least in my area. the weather is such that it basically would push them further south. They'd probably go inland in Mexico, which is what the last couple of ones did, I think. And they weren't that strong anyway, because it's hard to build up the strength when the waters and the temperatures are not, higher. The stream and the Gulf Stream or whatever. It'll probably be a very cold winter. For a lot of you, winter's already here. For a lot of you, winter's already here. And mosquito, got you little sucker. Past some heat, yep. Already 20 in the 60s there. It'll be in the 40s tonight here in Victoria. It will be in the 40s. And it doesn't get that cold winter here. We have freezing weather. There'll be nights when it gets down below freezing, and the next day it's up in the 40s, 50s, 60s. And there'll be a few occasions when it might get down and stay pretty cold for a day. It'll kill some of the plants, my wife's plants, the stuff that she's not able to protect. It'll kill some of the stuff that's not hardy enough to handle a freeze. Making burgers. It snowed here like twice since I've been here. 20 years, in the last 20 years, it snowed twice. Cooking rice without a rice cooker. That's roughing it. You can, if you've got 12-volt power source, you can get a 12-volt rice cooker. You can get a 12-volt kettle. You can get 12-volt appliances. They don't use a lot of power. I did a test on my my Bouge RV refrigerator freezer. I got hooked up in my classroom, and I got set on economy. I got set on about 30 degrees. Both sides are set for 30 degrees. And 274 watt hours in a 24-hour period. 274 watt hours. Take care, Uncle Al. Thank you for stopping by. 274 watt hours. So a 100 amp hour lithium iron battery has 1,280 watts of power. You could run 1,280 watts of power through it for 1 hour, continuous. I used 274 watts of power, the equivalent for 1 hour. Because when it's running, it's using 40, 45 watts when it's running. And it cycles on and off, the same way a regular refrigerator, freezer, or chest freezer or whatever would do. They cycle on and off. It cycles on and off. It's inside where it's not out in the heat. It's not no direct sunlight. It's not being opened and closed constantly. And it's not taking that much power to keep it at that level, 30-ish degrees. And at 30 degrees, when I open it up, the water's not frozen. You know. So I will not plan on being back tomorrow, but I will plan on being back on Thursday. And when I get up in the morning, I thank God for the day. If I didn't wake up, I wouldn't know it. It's like sleeping. Next thing you know, you're before the Lord on Judgment Day, however much time has passed by. No idea. I take my medication, drink coffee. I say the Lord's Prayer. I think about the day. Get ready to go to work. Shower. Get dressed. And I take care of business. And I do that every day, as long as I'm alive. I've been back at work for a year and a half now, just about. I haven't missed one day of work since I came back. Absenteeism at my campuses are very high. Lots of people miss. Administrators, teachers, staff. You know, you get 10 sick leave days during the year. And depending on how long you've worked, you build them up. They stay with you. I have 2 years worth of sick leave that I haven't used. So I'm proud of that. There have been times when I've been sick and I still go. Still work. If I'm able to, I'm going to be there. I will try to be back Thursday for another edition of Coffee Talk. I appreciate you guys. Thank you so much. Everybody, have a blessed day. Remember, be prepared. Scout motto, preparedness, preparations. It's the key to everything. Thank you and God bless. Bye-bye.